And I'm going to tell you right now, any of you on that Joe Budden podcast, any of your T's slip, and I get it, baby, 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 baby.
Now, you heard what Joe Budden had to say regarding Jason Lee and those city funds that he was accused of taking to fund the Wildin' Out episode. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check that first pinned comment and watch that video and then come back to this one. Now, fast forward to 2026 and Jason Lee has been cleared of all of those charges. He was quiet this whole time, but let me tell you something. Once he was cleared and that investigation was over, he did not hesitate for a moment to come back to Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube to cover all bases and address Joe Budden and let him know how he really feels. And let me tell you, he roasted him. Let's get into it.
Months of damage where they put this out there and made people think that I did something wrong. Obviously, a lot of people knew that I didn't, but nonetheless, this is what she did. So I'm done with that online. I'm not done though with you, Joe Budden, you fat neck sloppy bottom. I did post a video on my Instagram yesterday because I did post a video on my Instagram the other day because I am still Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked.
And here is what he had to say on that Instagram post.
Just here winding down my vacation with an illustrious facial and Botox treatment because, y'all been trying to get me to crack. But one thing I never do is crack under pressure. And one thing a diamond always does is well under pressure. Y'all remember when they tried it at the city of Stockton and said that I did something with the Wildin' Out stuff? Well, obviously I've been vindicated because, as I said, I don't need $50,000 because y'all know I got money. But I just posted this on Twitter but wanted to come over here because I know a lot of people like to take my videos. Joe Budden, I don't know where you are with your fat-ass lips around that mic, and I'm talking about the mic that you're speaking to on the podcast. You ran your fat lips talking about me taking money or whatever from the city. And now that I've been cleared, run them fat-ass lips back over there on the microphone on the Joe Budden podcast. Mona, don't call me white girl. I'm tagging you because you took Melissa's forge job, the one he was gaslighting, trying to get to talk crazy about me. Obviously, you don't read. The only thing you do successfully is sleepwalk in the nude. Go run me them receipts and apologize, punk. I'll be back.
Yeah, I did say he put his mouth on the mic because we've heard for years he's had them big old lips around mics. I'm not saying Michaels. I said mics, as in mics. He's a podcaster. And I got into this thing with a podcaster because he had a lot to say. For those of you who may have missed it, this is what Joe Budden said on his show when he thought that I did something wrong. Take a look.
Jason Lee goes on to play the part of the podcast I played for you in the last video. Again, that is pinned below, so go play that if you need to and come back to this one. Joe Budden talking about these allegations on the podcast stirred the pot all over again between these two. And I know a lot of y'all in the comments were like, well, what did Joe say wrong? It is more so in how he was saying it and speaking directly to Jason Lee, saying this is why I don't mess with you, and the reference to City Hall and saying he's doubling down as if the wrongdoing was established. Although Joe Budden did say allegedly in the beginning, and he was merely reporting on what was going on in the news. But we all know when somebody mentions your name, you're naturally going to want to address whatever they're talking about, right? So here is what Jason Lee went on to say on Hollywood Unlocked, episode 113.
We've looked at the news and we've seen him over the years take on people. He's a big old punk. And the only reason why he comes for me is because I'm gay, and that's what these queens do. Wait, hold on. Let me give you one more thing. Hold on.
Yeah.
That's for you, Joseph. And you know what? Here's the deal. I don't know what you use your mouth for. Although if you ask people in Jersey, there's a lot of rumors. Keep my name out of it, because my name has been in your mouth. I had to catch myself because I am still a vice mayor. But you met your match, because all you going to do is go on your show with all your little fat co-hosts. And this is not for Mark, because Mark is fit. By the way, Mark, I love you on the show, and I love Mona on the show. And I love some of the other people who are rational. There's one person whose head so far past his teeth are on your teeth. And I don't know his name because he's a nobody. But I think he said something to Melissa like, oh, he ain't going to come for you because I'm going to protect you. What you going to do, you fat ass slob? You ain't nothing but a fill-in. You are an extra at best, and when Joe gets done with you, you're going to be gone. He didn't pay Rory and Mal. That's why they had to leave and go get their own gig. You're a loser too. And you know what? When losers sit with other losers, you deserve everything you get. And I'm going to tell you right now, any of you on that Joe Budden podcast, any of your T's slip, and I get it, baby, 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 I'm going to go ahead and get into it, because you know what? Guilty by association. You sit with a loser, you lose. And it's time to cut your losses. I'm gonna cut mine. So Joe, get your fat soup coolers, get back to work, okay? And get out there as part of the Rainbow Push Coalition and push this story and make sure everybody knows the update that I didn't have nothing wrong to do with it. And you know what? I will say the greatest part about all this is that when Joe did this, because, you know, you're just such a punk. I'm going to tell you why you're a punk. You go on Drink Champs and you say you don't want no smoke with me. You piece it up. We piece it up, and then you go over there and you try to get Melissa to do your dirty bidding. Melissa was smart enough to not get that wig snatched because she knows the minute she would have opened up them lips and said something about me, I would have crashed out.
He did try that.
He tried it. And I will give Melissa Ford a round of applause because she said nah.
Yeah, she did.
And I bet you because she didn't do it, she got replaced with Mona, who I do love from Don't Call Me White Girl. Mona loves me too. And Mona ain't going to get in this. She ain't going to get in this mess because she for what? You know what I mean? But you tried to get Melissa to do your dirty bidding. Anyway, this is why don't ever make up with me. Don't tell me we cool. Don't say you want to be cool. Don't text me. Don't do nothing. And I dare you to come and get me. I dare you because I testified too. And let me start looking to see what the Rainbow Coalition looked like in New York City. Who is hanging out with this loser? Okay, am I worked up?
Heated rivalry.
Heated rivalry?
Wait a minute. Is that why Mark Lamont Hill brought up the show Heated Rivalry was a good show? Is that not even a real show? I went and put that on my movie list. Let me find out, Mark Lamont Hill, that that's not a real show. My bad, y'all. I did post a movie and TV list from episode 895, shows that they watched on my post. So go check that out if you need something else to watch. One thing I will say about Jason Lee addressing Joe Budden is weaponizing somebody's orientation, whether or not it is true. Now, he's speaking on this and he is saying it is a rumor. It is 2026. We do not care. Let people be who they are and leave their orientation alone.
Yeah, Joe, you're just a punk. You know, and when I say punk, I ain't saying P-U-N-K as in like, you're a P-O-N-K. You the dirtiest type of punk that if I went to Boxers in New York, you'd be right there behind the bar serving us cocktails, but you that fat ass stomach ain't gonna make it attractive, so they wouldn't hire you anyway. And we don't want to see you in no underwear. In fact, you don't even wear underwear when you sleepwalking in the nude, going to knocking on your neighbor's house, you weirdo. You know he did that.
Yeah, the Ring camera.
Ooh, that felt good to get that off.
What did you guys think of what Jason Lee had to say to Joe Budden? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And as a matter of fact, if the comment just isn't getting it done for you, I added a new feature on my website that I launched, chatterboxxmedia.com, where you have the opportunity to submit a voice memo for a chance to be featured in an upcoming video. Not only that, you can submit tips and join the Chatterboxx communities on Reddit and Patreon with new and extended videos coming soon to Patreon. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe on your preferred social. So Chatterboxx fam, you even heard him address Queenzflip, and the only how we know that is because in that podcast episode where Joe Budden talked about the allegations against Jason Lee and they turned the question to Melissa Ford, we hear Queenzflip in the back say,
how to respond.
He's not gonna get at you if you comment. That's what you concerned. We will fry him up.
I'm not concerned about that. I
don't know.
I'm just.
Nah, I think she was, because you heard Jason Lee say that if she would have said something, he would have crashed out. And we've already heard him mention the pictures that Blue put up of Melissa's bathroom. So who knows what else they have on the vault on Miss Ford. Do you think they'll talk about this in the next podcast episode? Because I sure did think on episode 895, when they all showed up in all black, they were ready and going to address it. But it was Ish's birthday, so maybe Joe Budden is tabling that for the next episode. We shall see. What do you think about Jason Lee addressing Joe Budden regarding those past allegations that he has now been cleared of? And do you even think that Joe Budden needs to address this on a podcast? If he does, I do think that he is going to be outnumbered in his Jason Lee opinion, with Mark Lamont Hill saying that he is cool with Jason, as well as Mona saying that on her most recent podcast. So drop your thoughts and let's talk about it in the comments.